Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday night training. This is a little bit of an impromptu training because I did one yesterday and forgot to record. So we're going to cover it again. Now, this is a topic that is pretty much useful for everyone. Even if you're not an outright network marketer, this is a really good life skill to have. But luckily for you guys, you're all in the best industry in the world, so it's even more important to be able to have this skill. So for those of you who were on last night and who haven't been living under a rock in my team, you'll know that I've been to Tony Robbins last week. And that was my second time that I have done a live Tony Robbins event, and I'm not going to carry on too much about it, but if you haven't been to one, you must. You must go. There's not much else I can say about it other than it's absolutely life-changing. You guys just have to watch some of his stuff on YouTube and he makes so much sense. He's pretty much like a god, and it's amazing actually seeing him in real life because the energy that he gives out is insane. And I know in my team, most of us are energy little fiends. We work on energy, we shift on a vibration, we understand all that. So to see such a powerful man impact so many people, like there was a room of 8,000 people there every single day, and he had our attention for 15 hours each day for 4 days straight. Now that is so uber powerful, and I do know that he's probably only going to be able to do it for the next 5-10 years because unfortunately he's creeping up in age. So put it on your to-do list because he's absolutely phenomenal. Now, basically UPW stands for Unleash the Power Within. So I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about one of the biggest takeaways that I found from UPW, not only as a person, but in particularly a network marketer. Now, you guys understand all the time that I talk about vibration. So literally vibration is just the energy that you're playing at. Now, we know from our law of attraction training that if you vibrate on a low level, so if you're quite negative, if you're consumed in the same daily habits that aren't positive, that aren't pushing you forward, you're going to attract that negative energy back. And unfortunately, for people that don't understand that or haven't watched The Secret or haven't delved into the law of attraction, they keep asking themselves why their life's shit. And they keep getting caught up in the same problems, which of course is perpetuating the same problems and manifesting them their way. Now at UPW, Tony Robbins breaks open that in a very scientific way. So if we were to talk about energy, right? We all okay, let's play a little game with those of you who are on. Give me an idea of where you think energy comes from. I would love to know. If anybody's on here, use the chat box. Let's see some ideas. Where do you think your energy comes from? Where do you get your energy from? Anyone game? Shoot them on through. Awesome. Beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. Because out of 3, you guys have all got it absolutely right. Energy is everywhere and it's everything. Unfortunately, as humans, a lot of us think that we get our energy from food, which we don't. Who's ever ate a really, really big Christmas meal and felt like going to sleep afterwards because all your body's doing is trying to digest the food? So we don't get our energy from the food. We definitely don't get it from sleep. I mean, who's had a good 8 to 12 hours and still woke up feeling tired? Me? We definitely don't get energy from our sleep or our food. We actually have a spiritual energy that we can tap into at any time. So your physical energy, we rely on it most of the time as humans. We think we do. We think we have this physical energy. I mean, if we've had a really big day, we're tired. We're not. It's a loaded question that we put on ourselves because we assume that we've had a big day, that our energy should be low. And that's bullshit. And that's literally what he talks about, is that we can live in our highest energy every single day, regardless of what's going on around us. Now, from a network marketing point of view, if we're living in our highest energy, what do you think we're getting back? What kind of results, what kind of performance are your team going to be doing? What kind of performance are you doing? You know, if you're living at an energy that you put close to a 10, the results that you're attracting back are going to pretty much be a 10. So we're going to talk about energy, but when I do, I want you to basically think of energy as your universal spirit. it's the energy that we're talking about, not the energy that you attach to food or going for a run or all that kind of stuff. It's literally way bigger than that. It's everything. Now, if you guys have a think for, let's just say, Abby's obviously kick-started the day. She's awesome over there in the UK. But for those of you who've been awake all day, I want you to briefly rate what you think your energy has been over the last 2 hours, from a 1 being pretty much crying in the shower to a 10 being dancing around the house naked. All right, let's kind of see where you think your energy has played. Yeah? But today you're feeling like a 9. Love it, Ash. Love it. Because I know for most of us, unless we are switched on and aware, our energy kind of hangs around that 5 to 7-ish. That's a good day. You know, if people say, how are you feeling? Oh, good. You know, it's a 5 to 7. Now, for some of us, if we have really shitty lives, really shitty jobs, high maintenance children, that can push right down to the bottom end of the scale. Now, if we're looking from a law of attraction point of view, we can see why we're not moving forward in our business. So what we want to do is learn how to shift it to a 10 as soon as possible and as quickly as possible, because we now know that it doesn't depend on anything else, does it? Doesn't depend on how much sleep you've had, doesn't depend on what you've had to eat, doesn't depend on anything else. You have no excuses, 0 excuses as to why your energy isn't a 10 every single day. Yeah, does everybody get that? We want to justify why we feel shit, but it doesn't. Okay? Yeah. Leanne, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Okay, so what's important, guys, is that we remember we're in charge of what we call our state. Now, when Tony Robbins talks about a state, it's literally the emotions and the energy that you're portraying. Okay, so if we're living in a beautiful state, we're living close to 10. We're very grateful, we're very humble, we're very appreciative, we're very kind, we're very passionate, we're very positive. They're all the qualities that we put up closer to a 10. And in my box, that's living in a state of love. Yeah, we're coming from love glasses, you know, if you've done any of my other trainings. Down the bottom end, we're looking at comparison, we're looking at judgment, we're looking at disgust, we're looking at disappointment, we're looking at all those things that aren't in the love category. Okay, they're based in fear. Now, again, it's really important to know that we cannot justify our state. And if you could choose to live in a state, which one are you going to choose? This little one up here. Okay, we're going to choose that one. So for the aim of the game, do not justify at all why you're being low, okay, why you're playing below the line. If you are trying to, in your human nature, being like, oh yeah, but my boyfriend's a shit, or oh yeah, but yeah, my job sucks, my boss is a bitch. They're not relevant. They have nothing to do with your state. Does everybody understand that your state is your choice? The situations, the circumstances around you are irrelevant to the peace within you. Yeah? Who has that annoying friend that always is positive even when shit's going crazy? Yeah, I have one. It's my mother. Yeah? But you kind of just look at them and you think, I don't get how you're so happy right now. Now it's me, and I'm glad it's me because I have transformed from that. But I had to go through the crazy parts in my life and try and find that peace in that storm, and that was my learning. Okay, so if you're still in that storm, this is the perfect part for you to learn how to be the peace, how to live in that beautiful state even when shit's crazy. Now, Tony Robbins is a very scientific guy, but he's also super spiritual. So that's why I love him, because I try and explain a lot of things to people and they look at me like I'm all woo-woo crazy. Whereas he has the spiritual side of it, but also the scientific side. Now, in his respect, he talks about our spirit. So that's where our energy comes from. But what controls it, what allows us to turn up each day, is our nervous system. Now, our nervous system is the smartest mechanism in our whole body. Our nervous system is what tells our heart to beat. It's what tells my hands to do these crazy things while I talk to you. It's what tells us to do those things that we don't even think about. Okay, so it is beyond intelligence that we know of, and it's also run by our subconscious. Now, this is a total different realm, but I know there's some of you in the business who are like, I really want this to work. I'm doing all the work. I'm doing all the important stuff, but I'm not getting the results. That is because you're not in alignment. So your conscious mind and your subconscious mind don't want the same thing. Now, we're going to do a separate training on that, but I want you to understand how important the nervous system is because it responds from a subconscious level. Now, we can trick our subconscious and our nervous system into changing our state just like that because it's physiology. It's not based on your mind anymore, guys. It's your body. Okay, our bodies are all the same and we can trick them exactly the same. So even if you're having the shittest day, everything has gone wrong, you can trick your nervous system into being happy. So I'm going to give you a few little pointers on that, all right? Now, the first way to ever change your state, I might actually teach you guys, I'll draw it out. Who's visual? I'm a visual baby and I need to watch everything all the time. So, for you guys that are visual, this is the way to trick your nervous system at any stage and get your state into a positive one, okay? This is how to change your state. We call it the triad. So if you're in a shitty state, the way to trick your nervous system is, so this is what's going to give your life meaning, the state that you're in, all right? Now, how to change the state. This one is your physiology. Now, physiology, for those at home that don't like big words, actually means your body. So it's quite easy, just physical movement, physical component. The next one is your language. Okay, that one's nice and easy. And this one down here is your focus. So let's just have a think. These three things is what can break your state, can change it. Now, if you do the three things together, you're instantly going to make yourself in a better mood. So for those of you who are struggling actually owning your mindset and owning the best way to turn up to the business, pay attention to this, okay, because it's super uber important. So to change the meaning of your state, you need to change your physiology. Now, if I was to say to you guys, I want you to take the actions that you would do if you were depressed. If you were sitting down right now and you were feeling super, super depressed, life's been shit, things are going on, there's so much chaos going on in your world, what would you do with your body? Would you sink down, you'd relax, yep, you'd slump, you would protect your heart chakra. For those of you who are spiritual, your shoulders come forward, you push your chest back, your head tends to go down, and you retreat into your own little bubble, don't you? So if you wake up and you're feeling shit and you know that this is your default position for the day, the first thing you need to do is change your physiology. Even if you're feeling sad, even if you're crying, you stand up, you push your shoulders back, and you push your head up. Now, I want you guys, try right now with your boobs out, your shoulders back, and your chin up. Try and feel sad. Try and be mopey. It is really, really difficult. Really difficult. Like almost impossible because my whole body wants to come down like this. Does anybody else feel like that? So see how just instantly you can retrain your brain by thinking, oh, life's so shit, to, oh my God, no, it's not. Come on, pull it together. Pull it together. You got this. And we did last night. The funniest thing is there's actually studies done around this. I'll put them up in the team page later. But if you stand like Superwoman, like this, so boobs out, shoulders back, hands on hips, power stance. If you stand like that, let's play along at home. Come on, guys, stand up. Give me the Wonder Woman stance. Yeah, go for it. Come on, Pauline, I'm watching you. Come on, woman. Now, if you stand like this with your shoulders up, your chin up, looking up to the sky, straight ahead, I just want you to hold it for 5 seconds. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you guys tell just opening up your chest cavity there allows so much more power to run through your body? Just instantly, if you were feeling upset, if you were feeling in pain, if you were feeling some kind of ugly emotion, by pushing up and changing the physiology of your body, you really can create some movement. create a shift. Now, vice versa. Let's go down. And I want you to think of something really fun and really happy. I want you to have a big, hideous looking smile on your face as you do this. Doesn't it feel awkward? Because that's not your default position in your physiology for depressed. All right, so do you see how our body aligns to our moods? It changes our state. Now, if you want to manipulate your nervous system to get out of a shitty spot, you do this. Big smile on your face and you rock it, okay? Because do you know what? A smile isn't only a beautiful thing to do to people, it changes the physiology of your body straight away. It is the quickest thing for your nervous system to go, oh, cool, we're happy, we're doing this. Yeah? And that's why it's so like inviting to see somebody smile genuinely, because our nervous system recognizes that they are happy. Yeah, and that's why we feel so much connection to that person in a warm way. So physiology is really important. Now, we'll do 3 of them. We're going to do 4. I'm going to show you all 4, but when you go to UPW next year, feel surprised, okay? So a couple of other little things. Our nervous system has actually been stacking conditionings ever since we were little. Okay, so ever since we were a baby, our nervous system learned how to react to things. So if you guys think back, what was one of the earliest things that your parents could do that would make you feel happy? They would praise you. You know, whoever has that feeling of being a kid and your mum and dad just being like, oh, I'm so proud of you, you're doing so good. And it does just light you up. Because praise is a natural state changer. But unfortunately, as we grow into humans, especially if we're overachievers, which most of you guys are because it's 7:30 on a Wednesday night and you're here with me, that means that we are hard on ourselves. We talk shit about ourselves inside of our mind. We push ourselves to the limit, and we're very unlikely to give ourselves praise. But again, we are the only person responsible for changing our state. So if we want praise, we need to give it to our own nervous system. So what I want you guys to do, stand up, play with me at home, okay? Now, I want you to reach one hand up and lean forward. And I want you to pat yourself on the back. Let's have a nice little pat. Feels really awkward, doesn't it? But doesn't it feel a little bit cool? I guess. Yes, I did something super cool. It changes the physiology in your body because it recognizes a boring old pat in the back is actually something good. And straight away your physiology is cool. We're in praise mode. We're turning on. We're switching on. Now another thing that is really fun, put your hand up here. Now I want to see you guys actually jump up. I love this. I love watching you guys stand up and do a little dance. Okay, so we're putting one hand up. Now I want your feet to lift up off the ground. You actually have to jump. I'm going to jump and give ourselves a high five. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes! Woohoo! I love yours, Ash. That's got some height. Yeah, let's go again just for fun. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Yes. Woo! I love it. See, that's celebrating. It's celebrating yourself and it's taking ownership, because I bet if you do that in the morning, you're going to feel like a dickhead and you're going to laugh at yourself. I can guarantee it, and it's going to instantly change your state. Now, the other one, we don't celebrate ourselves enough. We don't give enough praise. So I actually want to do this one. This one's only going to be for the diehard fans, I can tell, but I'm really excited to see who's going to take me up on a challenge. This one is what we call the golden arch. So it basically means when you come through a door, so imagine those beautiful opening ones, you know, the nice automatic ones. You wait for it, you let it open. Imagine you guys at the shop and you come through and you just go, you take a bow. And then once it's closed, you walk on through like your magic. Like the doors just open graciously for you and you're going to thank them. Then you'll praise yourself and wander on through. Now that is instantly going to change your state and probably the state of anyone else around you, but it's a really cool way to trick your nervous system into thinking that you're celebrating. Yeah? And the last one's my absolute favorite one. Basically, physiology is the concept of moving your body. So Joseph says in this one, who is Tony's right-hand man, that the easiest way to change your physiology, which you can do anywhere, is shake your ass. Okay? So now we're going to have like a proper dance party because I brought my phone. So I know some of you guys, it's really late and you've probably got some excuses right now about why you can't get up and change your state. But we're literally going to get up, Come on, Ash. Yeah, go, Nora. And shake your bottom. Come on, Abby. Yeah. Yes. The funny thing is when I'm recording, it's just going to be me. But you have to actually shake, like get it going. Okay, so after that dance party, who felt their state pretty much go at least 2 or 3 up? Yeah. So the cool thing about it is, guys, this physiology is not only fun, but it tricks your nervous system into find a better default. So if you imagine every time before you sit down to do work, before you sit down for your connections, if you were to jump up and shake your ass like that, jump around, give yourself a few high fives and things like that, how much better is your state going to be? Yeah, how much happier is your energy going to be? I hope you're dancing, Leanne. I didn't have you on my screen, but I hope you're up there. How much better is the response going to be? Yes, love it. Go, girl. And that's what's important for us. Okay, how much better is the response going to be from the people that we're trying to help? Okay, if we're coming from a higher state, if we're happy, if we're serving, if our nervous system is turned on, if it's there at the party, if we're vibrating at a 9 or a 10, we're going to get much better feedback back. Okay, and I talk about physiology first because it's my favorite. If I'm having a shitty day, I will literally go and find music and turn it on and I'm changed straight away. Yeah, but I was laughing about this last night because I also have the power in my human mind. If I'm pissed off, I'll just go find like some dirty, angry rap or something to make me feel even more shitty so I can fall even more shitty into my shitty state. Yeah, so we have to kind of recognize that and know what is our lifters and what is our pullers. And I mean, there's sometimes like I used to literally, don't laugh at this, okay, because I'll be serious. But I remember when I was a dramatic teenager and I literally used to have, like when I was so heartbroken because the love of my life had left me at 17. And I used to have this CD called the Bath CD because it was full of mopey love songs that I could sit in the bath and feel sorry for myself. Yes, I did that. And I literally wrote on the CD with Nico, you know, because we used to have CDs back then, Bath CD. So I would know when I wanted to feel miserable, I would put it in the CD player and sit in there and have a bath. And it would bring me down into my big wallowing pit. So it's really important to know, don't do that. Have the ones that lift you up instead, because they're the ones that are going to push you forward. They're the ones that are going to make you happy and be in a better place to serve others. So that's physiology. That's the fun one. I think it's the fun one. But these other ones are very, very important too if you want to master it. Because what will happen is that will change it until you're sitting down and you're getting into work and then you're thinking, oh shit, now I'm falling back into the slump. I'm back into the depressed. My mind is slowly thinking about the fact that I have to go to work tomorrow and, you know, all the bullshit that's going to come with it. So the other important thing is to think about the language that you're using to yourself. Okay? So inside your mind and outside. The word I am is extremely powerful. So I want you to think of right now an I am statement that is going to be your state changer for tomorrow. So it could be I am powerful, I am determined, I am on purpose, I am mission driven, I am a lover, I am whatever you think it can. Let's share them. Let's get some kind of advice up here. And if someone's got a better one than yours, you can steal it. Yeah. I am worthy. I love that, Ash. Wonderful. Now that is a wonderful, empowering one, especially if your language and your self-talk is a little bit nasty. Come on, who else has got some? I am what? What's your I am statement tomorrow? For when your when your state wants to drop. I am strong, I am incredible, I love them. I love them. Now it's very important to tell yourself this, to change your state. I'm abundant, fantastic, awesome. That's a really good one if your state can easily change for financial difficulties. That was a big one for me when I first started.
I found as soon as I started to think about my finances or my bank account or having to pay for something that I didn't have money for, my state would drop straight away and I'd slip into that ugly emotional kind of chaos. So telling yourself things like, I am abundant, the universe will provide for me. Things like that are very powerful language to be able to change your state. I am enough. I love that one, Kirsty. Now, this is totally off key, but I love that because Kirsty's brought it up, and that is one of our biggest fears. We cover this in UPW as well. We talk about limiting beliefs. Now, a limiting belief is something that you tell yourself so many times that you start to believe it. Now, I was talking to a beautiful man today, and his limiting belief is, who am I to be in a positive relationship? What can I bring someone? Yeah, and now can you guys understand, if that is the thought that this person has, they are never, ever, ever going to attract the right partner, ever. Yeah, because on a subconscious level, that is what they're telling themselves, and we understand the law of attraction. So they do not coincide. He's going to keep being given women who test him, women who make him feel like he's not enough, women who criticize the way that he lives. And he isn't going to get that because he's going to think, yeah, see, I knew I was shit. This is what I deserve. And he's going to tell himself that that's right. Now, the way that we do that is in this business. Okay? If subconsciously we're going, I knew you couldn't do it. I knew I'm not that person. I knew I'm not that cool to be successful. I know I'm not enough to be up there on the stage. If we're doing that to ourselves every day, do you think you're going to become an NMD? No. No, no. And the sad thing about it is that most of us have that subconscious level, that limiting belief there, and we keep it going round and round in circle because it's one of our favorite flavors to tell ourselves when we're in a shitty state. And unfortunately, we're attracting team that don't do anything. We're attracting people who run us around. We're attracting people who tell us it's a scam or something negative. And we're attracting people who dick us around with customers, with orders, who say they're interested, then disappear, then do this, then disappear. So if that's what's happening in your life, be very careful and very open about what one of your limiting beliefs are. Because one of the biggest power that you can give a limiting belief is understanding. Now, if you find that that's something that runs your life, limiting beliefs, if you think that you've got limiting beliefs in a lot of areas, get to UPW. Because not only does Tony shift them through NLP, so through pretty much hypnotherapy, he actually, like I told you guys in my post, did anybody read that? So my limiting beliefs in 2017, some of you guys who are my friends know that I went through a crazy relationship. I met the father of my kids. We fell madly in love. We were together for years, and he didn't develop, but in his body, his bipolar came out. And we didn't understand for a very long time what was happening, but it got to the stage where he was so manic and so depressed so consistently that neither of us could control it or determine what was going on. And he actually went into using drugs, very illicit drugs, very heavy drugs, to try and manipulate his moods without telling me, hence turned into an addict. And we were in a massive cycle of some real volatility. So in my relationship, I gave everything. I wanted to fix him with all of my love. And of course that didn't happen, because if anybody knows an addict, you can't change them unless they want to change themselves. So I had this limiting belief that my love wasn't enough for anyone, because that's what I told myself every day, waking up, seeing somebody who I loved so much who I couldn't fix. And what that done has it created a really nasty pattern in my dating world, because I was telling myself that I wasn't enough and that I couldn't be loved. That's exactly what I was getting. I was getting guys that were idiots. I was getting guys that were treating me like shit, that were flaky, that were coming, going, just doing whatever they pleased. And I built into the ice queen. I turned into, fuck men, I don't need them. I'm going to do all this shit myself, which was another limiting belief where I slid in that I'll never find a man who can look after me. Yeah? So see how this happens? It's real life happens, and you've probably got some of yourselves too. The other thing was that I didn't think I was enough to be successful. Now, this is a long story, comes from way back there. I won't bore you with that one because I've already got way too personal with the other one. But if you guys understand that it happens, Now, I was stuck at the same position in my business and the same position in my love life for years. Years and years. Okay, I went to Tony Robbins, worked on these limiting beliefs, and in 12 months, not only did I triple my income, so triple, not just double. So think of whatever's landing in your bank account now and triple it. And for you guys who are playing at home, I was a 12 club business by then. Okay, so I was already earning pretty good income, but I just couldn't break past it. I'd been stuck at that level for 12 months. Yeah, obviously because my limiting beliefs were playing around. But when I went there and he actually did his NLP programming on me to reinstate my nervous system, I smashed it. And of course I met Rob, who if you've met him, you know he's one of the best men you'll ever meet. He's amazing and looks after me in ridiculous ways. Here he is now. I was talking about you. Are you bringing me a drink?
Yeah.
Isn't that the best? I was just talking about how good you are. That pretty much proves my point. But that
Sorry, girls.
but that's life, you know, and that's why getting to UPW is amazing. Yes, it's expensive. $1,000 is a big rip-off. You know, a big rip Band-Aid off. Sorry, it's not a rip-off. It's way, way worth it. But it's a big Band-Aid to rip off. But is it worth it? Hell yes, if you can earn tens of thousands of dollars a month because of what he's teaching you. So anyway, long story short, but back to Kirsty. One of your biggest limiting beliefs is I am not enough. And that's pretty much everyone. Okay? We have some degree of believing that we are not enough. And the second one is because we're not enough, we won't be loved. And as humans, that's basically why we do everything. Because we're so frightened to face that limiting fear. Okay, so telling yourself every day that you are enough, especially if you know that's one that hits close to home, is so extremely important to be able to break past that limiting belief. I'm just going to close this door, guys. It won't be a second. Are you coming in, mate?
I'm just going to have a shower.
Can you close that door for me on your way out?
Yeah, can you just have a quick sip then?
Yeah. Thank you. So, yeah, exactly. That's changing around your language can really help with not only your state, but also these limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves every day as well. So I hope that made sense. It was a long-winded thing, but it's very important to tell yourself. Even if you guys just become aware of it, it's way better than anybody else. So I had a big one. I'm not enough to be successful. I doubt my abilities all the time. And that was holding myself back massively. Oh, I can have this. I don't need to spray it off yet. Now, the next one is the focus. Now, this was one of my favorites because it's something that I've always done naturally. And it's cool to know that not a lot of people do it. But if you are someone who can manage your focus really well, cool. Good job, guys. Yeah. But a lot of us struggle. Now, basically, he used the analogy of, you know, there is a road and it's about 50 kilometers long. And on that road is one stop sign on the side of the road or a light pole. Let's say a light pole because it's definitely by the side of the road. Now, one pole in 50 kilometers, and yet that is where most people have an accident. They run into that one pole. Now, why would that happen when there's another 49 kilometers of free area there where they wouldn't ride off their car and possibly kill themselves? Because what they said before their accident was, all I could see the pole. I didn't want to hit the pole. All I could see was the pole and I didn't want to hit it. And of course they hit the pole because their focus was on the pole. Yeah? Now, who's ever done the dance? You know when you're walking down the street and somebody's walking towards you and you have that awkward, like, where you step the same way and you're trying to go around each other, but because you're focusing on each other, all you're doing is going towards each other. And it is so damn awkward. But if you just closed your eyes, none of it would happen. If you just had your focus on where you want to go, rather than watching the person do the dance in front of you, you also wouldn't be doing dance. So what's really important is that what you focus on can change your state like that, but also manifest things towards you a lot quicker. So have a look at your triad, right? When you wake up every day, how's your physiology? Have you decided to sit up straight with a big weird ass smile on your face? Even if you're angry, even if you're upset, okay? Is your language to yourself powerful and empowering? Are you telling yourself, hell yeah, I can do it. Yes, I'm an NMD. I've got this, with some sincere certainty behind it. And are you focusing on the outcome that you want? Because that's really important too. Or are you focusing on the outcome you don't want? Because that's not fun. That is not going to grow you a business of proportional size, and it's not going to get you those promotions under your belt. So let's just say you're an SDVS fast track. Would you be focusing on the $400 bonus or the 40 days? The $400 bonus. Smashing out this $400 bonus. That is my focus. The 4,000 points, the $400 bonus. I'm not focused on the 40 days because I don't want to know about them. I'm just getting this shit done. Okay? The same thing about everything else in this business. The focus should be on the outcome, the positive outcome, and never the negative one. Because even with some of the best intentions, let me try and think of an example. So if I can do it for the business. So most people, they want to find people who want this business, right? They want to find people who want this as bad as them, team-wise, right? That's what we're basically all trying to do, find our tribe who really want this. What do we focus on though? If we're honest with ourselves, we focus on the ones who don't want it. And we get ourselves so flustered. Why is this one person that I recruited not getting it? Why are they not getting it? Why does no one around me get it? Because you're thinking about the people who don't get it. Your focus is on the people who don't get it, and you're attracting the people who don't get it. If you can shift that, there's so many people out there who need an opportunity like this. There's so many people out there who I can change. There's so many people out there who I can help. How do you think the universe is going to handle those two completely different scenarios? Two completely different ways. Now, again, a really easy state changer for certainty, which is up here in the positive end. And certainty is pretty much like the magical pixie dust of having this business work. A certain person will always win. Actually, there's a saying in this business, and I know a few people who prove it. Certainty wins over talent every day. There's some people out there who I look at and I think, how the fuck did you become an NMD? Like, you are that dense, but they're certain. Fucking certain as hell. They know this is the bomb. They don't need brains. They don't need heart, even unfortunately, but they are certain that this wins. And they win because of it. So an easy way to get certainty into your body as a physiological change, I got it out, is to put your shoulders back. But not only that, if you guys can have a look at your little sternum here, so which is this bone, for those of you who didn't do biology at school, okay? It is your sternum. Now, if you lift and shift it up towards the universe, it opens up your chakras from a spiritual point of view. Tony Robbins didn't say that, I did, okay? It opens up your chakras and it aligns yourself with the universe. It also looks like you're a fucking woman on a mission, okay? So if you can put your shoulders back and tip your sternum up, you are certain you have that volume, that alignment, and that high energy. Exactly. It's just like Superwoman. You never see Superwoman going, yeah, do ya? She's always up, proud. She's got that chin up. She's got her boobs up, and she is proud. Okay? You want to do the same thing because it shifts certainty in your energy. It's a high-paying state. Okay? So a really cool thing to do is move up. Do that. Yeah? Now, if you allow yourself 5 quick minutes before you go to respond to somebody, before you go to share your story on an event, before you go to do anything that's in the top high-paying category, to do a few things like jump up, give yourself a slap, shake your bum, move up, stand like Superman, put a big smile on your face and look like a dog. If you do those things, your nervous system has to change. Okay, your nervous system has to. It's a computer. It's programmed a certain way. And that programming is, I'm going to be damn happy. And it changes just like that. And because you've changed, you can now give so much more to the people around you, and they're going to feel it so much more congruently. Yeah? Does that make sense? Cool. Awesome. So that's basic state training, guys. Now, state training can happen like that. That's literally what he says, state training in a second. You have no excuse. Now, that being said, you're allowed to feel emotions. If you feel sad, wonderful. You're allowed to. We're human. We have an array of motions. And the only thing is that it's just motion. It's energy in motion. Is emotion. Okay? It's an energy that you're feeling and you've put it into motion and you're allowed to feel it. But if it's one of the low-lying states, you only have 90 seconds and you need to change that fucker over. Otherwise, it's going to ruin your whole day. So if you feel pissed off, if you feel frustrated, if you feel like you're comparing yourself, if you want to judge someone, if you want to do any of that low-lying activity, you have every right to because you're a human, but you don't have more than 90 seconds to do it. Because if you do, you interfere with the law of attraction, you interfere with your own state, and you interfere with your own mission. So be really kind to yourself, guys, and do this for your own greater good. Not just because you want to grow a massive kick-ass business, because that's cool too, but do it because you actually want to impact people. And if you have children, this is so much more important because you want to be teaching them from the get-go that they have the power to change their state. They do not have to let the fact that, you know, in 20 years' time, someone pulled in front of them as they were driving, upset them for half a day. They literally have 90 seconds. Cool, I'm feeling pissed off. I'll flip you the bird and I'm on my way. That's it. Done. I'm not allowing you to control any more of my day. Okay, so that's really important too. Now, one of the other final things that I want to cover in this around, or actually two. Okay, this one's really important. So that's basically talking to interrupting your normal pattern. Now, everything that we've done over the last however old you are is a pattern. Now we can change that. All right, we are basically little programs stacked into a computer with a whole lot of neurons in there. We can change that, and that's what our nervous system does. So using those techniques are really cool, but we must interrupt the pattern. When you feel yourself sliding, into state, change it back, interrupt the pattern so that you can start to reprogram your computer. Now, another thing that I just loved, so write this down, please, if you've got a pen and a paper, because I feel like it pretty much rolls up everything in our business. If you can't, you must. Do you understand that? If you can't do something, you must do it. If you can't jump on a training, you must. Okay? If you can't afford to renew this, you must. If you can't afford to come to conference, you must. It's the exact reason, like when people say they give you their excuse of why they can't do this business, it's the exact reason why they must do this business. So many people say to me, I don't have time to do this business. That's the exact reason why they must do this business, because it's what it's going to give them. More time, more freedom. So many people tell me I can't speak to 10 people a day. You must. If you don't have the time to speak to 10 people a day, you must find a way to do it, because you're in so much pain because you can't, but it has to happen. Yeah? And if you keep allowing your can'ts to let you play small, you're never going to step up and play the big game. You're always going to play below the line. So see it as a little bit of a challenge. When your body says to you, you can't do that, or I can't go to that, that's too much money, I can't do this, I'm going to damn well do it. Okay, there's that saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's where growth is. And for you guys who are humans, who are overachievers, who want more in life, growth is going to be your biggest contribution that you can give this society, because you've got a lot to give. Okay, that's the reason why you're here. You've got a lot of heart, a lot of gifts, a lot of things to share, and you need to grow in order to make that happen. Now, you're not going to grow continuing to sit in your comfort zone. So if you get a feeling that you can't do something, work your damn ass off to make sure that you do. Yeah? Now, the other one is the success formula. Now, I got Rob to post that up in the team page. I don't know if I can find it now. Where to put it? Here it is. So this is basically the ultimate success formula. This is what I followed in order to grow my business. I'm stealing something for a second. This is what I used in order to grow my business triple time, okay? It's the success formula. Now, I realized that I got pretty lucky in this business because I was so damn passionate and I don't do things by halves. So when Lauren used to say to me, spend half an hour on the business a day, I'd spend an hour. When she used to say to me, talk to 5 people a day, I'd talk to 10 because I like to overachieve, see? So I was big on the massive action from the get-go. I understood that. But what let me down were these other factors. So I'm going to explain them to you in hopes that you guys don't have to be stuck at a shitty position in this business for 12 months like I was before you let this come into play. All right. So if you've got a pen and paper, write down for me. Number 1 is know your outcome. Become outcome driven for your own life. Okay. Not for anything else that you engage in. You don't want to be outcome driven when you're talking to someone about the product. Okay, you want to be outcome driven as in what am I getting from this business vehicle? That's the only time that you need an outcome and that you really need to focus on it. Why did I pay my registration fee to become a Juice Plus rep? Just have a little think. I want to give you 10 seconds or so to really think about why. My outcome was to get out of my hole, to become an NMD and earn say around 10,000 a month. A 6-figure income to me blew my mind. So that was my outcome. And when I used to see, because I was an event junkie, when I used to go to the events every week and I would see them get down to the bottom of how you get paid and they'd say NMD, you know, that's roughly a 6-figure income. Outcome, that was me every damn time I saw it. That's it. That's my plan A, and that's where I want to go. And because I had that focus, I'm pretty certain that's what made all the stars align for me to move so quickly. Because my focus when I'm in massive action is pretty much unbeatable. Yeah, so be really clear on your focus. Now, if you don't have one, if you're still wishy-washy around what that is, you need to find it. For some people, your outcome is travel around the world while you're making X amount of dollars. It's to stay home with your baby so that you can quit X job. It's to earn this amount of money so that my husband can come home rather than work away. Whatever it is that's your outcome driven. Now I want you to list number 2 is know your reasons why that's your outcome. Why are you here? Why is that your outcome? Now in why, in number 2, I like to list emotions. Now we talked before about emotions just being energy and motion, and we understand now how important energy is. So if we can attach some really high-end positive emotional energy to our outcome, we're moving forward. Yeah, does that make sense? So I want you to think of things like freedom, like choices. I want to do this because I want to feel more love and connection from my children. I want to do this because I want people to know that shit's possible. I want to be inspiring. I want to be able to prove to my family that I am capable. What is your why? Because the funniest part about this, and if you're a leader, take note, the funniest thing about this business is when we get a brand new person, we try and teach them the how to do this business, right? The top 5 high-paying activities, all that boring bullshit. Have you noticed that in my success formula, I haven't even got how to yet? Number 1, know their outcome. Get them to know their outcome and get them to know their reasons why. Because there's a difference between being pulled to a vision, which is what's going to happen if you have a very strong reason why you're pulling towards it, rather than pushing someone there. Now, if you only show them the how to, you're pushing them. Okay, because someone will move away from pain, but towards pleasure. So if you can show them where the pleasure is, they're moving towards it. Yeah, but if you're just showing them all the how to, that's pain. Who else wants another job? No one signed up for that. They will move away from it. So it's very important to know your success formula, and not only you, but anyone you decide to bring on as well. So number 1, know your outcome. 2, know the reasons why and attach emotions towards it, high-end emotions. Okay, get really clear on that. Number 3, possibly my favorite, take massive fucking action. Every day, consistently, not half-ass, not I might not do it today because I don't feel like it. That is not massive action. That's only action. And action won't get you where you want to get in this business. I was talking to my beautiful girl about this today. Massive action is where it's at. Now, if you look at any NMD, I can guarantee that they work their ass off. They're very strategic on their hustle. They love this. They're passionate. They go to work every single day and they're pretty much unbeatable on their action. So if you want to be an NMD, you have to role model an NMD. You have to become an NMD, and that includes massive action. Now, I understand for some of you guys at the moment, you've got a lot of juggling going on, but that's no excuse, because every single NMD that I know has also juggled a lot. None of us got there in a clear, glittered path. Most of us had full-time jobs. We had income troubles. We had multiple kids. We had tumultuous relationships. We went through separations. We, worked our asses off, and we still come out the other side. So massive action, getting into state every day and changing your excuses in number 3 is so very, very important. Number 4, know what you're getting when you show up to anything. Okay, so have a little attention of what you want to achieve out of this. So if you're putting up a post, have a little attention about it. What am I getting out of this? I'm adding value to everybody else. I'm getting, possibly a few customers. I'm getting my confidence moving towards the next level as I press another post. Know what you're getting. Don't start to see it as a punishment or a habit or anything like that. It's moving you closer to your goals. Okay? And number 5 is change your approach. So know what you're getting, work it out, have a little fun doing it. If that's not working, change your approach. Now, if you don't get successful on the first time, what do? Try again. If you don't get successful on the second time, what do? Try again. The third time and the fourth time and the fifth time and all the way up to the bloody umpteenth time, because we never, ever, ever change our outcome, but we'll always change our approach. So if your outcome for your certain task is to get team, don't ever, ever change that, regardless of how many times you get told no. Keep changing your approach. Going to a different site, using different verbiage, having a different upline help you. Keep changing your approach, but never, ever, ever change your outcome of finding team. So many times people just think, oh, it doesn't work. So they take their outcome off the table. You just haven't tried enough avenues. Okay? Because the ultimate success formula tells you that you're not going to get successful unless you change your approach. And you're probably going to have to do that a couple of times, just like we have numerous times in growing our business. The cool part about that then is that you have the skills to be able to show other people how to change the approaches that you've used, because they might not have worked for you, but they might for your brand new team. So you're building skills as you change all that. It's never, ever, ever a waste of time. Okay? So that's basically it. If you want that ultimate success formula, jump on into Team Love. Rob posted it up there yesterday. Now, next Tuesday night, what I'm going to be doing is an actual section on this. So we're going to cover these 5 things. We're going to cover outcome, know your reasons why, getting into massive action, know what you're getting and how to change your approach. But what I'd really like you to do is actually write a little bit about your outcome and especially your reasons why that's your outcome. Because it's really powerful to have that set in stone and to have that somewhere where you sit every day. Whether that be on your fridge, whether it be near your makeup mirror, whether it be, at your desk or at your laptop. But get very outcome driven and know your reasons why. Have it there nice and handy. Cool? So basically, that's all I want to touch on tonight. A little bit of state training, remembering that you're in charge of that and you can change it at any time possible. Now, do we remember what they were? We've got physiology, on one side of the triad, language on the other, so what you tell yourself, and on the bottom is focus. They're the 3 things that we can instantly change. So tomorrow when you start to feel shitty or angry behind the desk, or the customers are always coming, you have the tool set now to be able to change your state. Cool? Yes, I am Leanne. I am tonight. So that's your state training, right? We can go from low end to high end in a second, and the power is ours. And then the other one is know your success formula. It's going to be different for every single person, but know what success is going to look like for you so that you can continue changing your approach until it happens. Yeah? Cool. All right, guys, do you have any questions around that? Is there anything that's uncertain? Feel free, if any of that, if you want to know anything more in depth, just go to YouTube. Look up Tony Robbins State Training or Tony Robbins Ultimate Success Formula, and you'll get to learn a whole lot more about it, because we spent quite a few days on it and it was really, really powerful. Can the power of the mind stop old? Absolutely. Absolutely. They actually cover that. So on the last day, they cover cellular memory, so aging. So, you know, changing our body, changing our immune system, changing the way the mind works, which includes forgetfulness. One of the biggest things that he said, yeah, I know you were, but wait till you go to UPW, you'll never see the world the same again. He actually said that if our brain is turning into mush, we're not breathing enough. We're not getting enough oxygen. If you're yawning a lot, quite often you're not actually even tired, because remember we talked about our physical energy regarding our spiritual energy. What's happening is our body is wanting to go to sleep, because that's when we breathe our deepest. Okay, so if you find during the day that you're getting really tired, you're yawning a lot, take some really big breaths. So he does 5 in, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. So inhale, hold it inside your belly, not your shoulders and your chest. Hold it inside your belly for 20, and then release slowly for 10. Okay, do you want to do it together? Let's do it together, just as a little practice. Okay, so let's breathe in for 5, hold for 20 quick seconds, and then blow out really slow for 10, just as a little idea. Now you're actually supposed to do a set of these at least 5 times a day. And that will start to get more oxygen flowing through your body, which will turn your cells on better, which will let your lymph nodes release toxins quicker so that you don't get sick. And it will also make your brain sharper. Okay, so let's give it a go. Ready? And then cool. So that's one set. So basically he said do that ultimately 5 times in a row, and you should be doing it at least 5 times a day. He gave us a challenge for the next 10 days to try and do it every hour on the hour, but I haven't been amazing at doing it. But the funny thing is like, he actually, the guy that does this isn't Tony Robbins. This day it's his right-hand man called Joseph. And Joseph actually talks amazingly. Like if you looked at him up, insane. And then he actually tells us by the end of it that he's almost 70. And you would think he's pretty much in his late 30s. It's absolutely ridiculous. But because he does these techniques and he's got really good at being able to utilize his cells and a lot of the other crazy holistic stuff that they teach us. For my spiritual friends, have we got any guests on yet for the event? Let me flick through real quick. Nah, it's all still you crazy cats. Okay, so he gave us this, has anybody ever done pranic healing? Like prana, like your energy? No? So he gets a guy on the last day, which is more the spiritual day, and he does pranic healing. And he got us all kind of relaxed in state. We did a meditation, and he got us to do some exercises. I'm not going to get them to do them with you because I want you guys to eventually go to UPW and feel it for yourself. But he got us to do exercises where we could literally manipulate and feel the energy out of the person next to us. It was absolutely mind-blowing. And I work with energy quite well because it's always been something that I understand. I see it in people. I see the colors. I see all that fun stuff. But when we could actually physically grab someone's energy and they feel it, it was next level, you know. But this is the kind of stuff that he teaches. So it's not just all rah-rah jumping around crazy shit. it actually gets really spiritual and really deep on days as well. But that's a story for another day. But definitely interesting to know. So if you're feeling tired, have some really deep, strong breaths, hold them into your respiratory system and let it spread through all your cells, and then release. And then do it again, and you'll find that you stop yawning and you actually are ready to go back onto the day because your physical body is rejuvenized and you're learning how to harness your spiritual energy. Cool? All right, guys, I will leave it there. I'll turn off this recording and then we're going to run through our event because I got some fun things to tell you.